All right, everyone, we're drawing our parallelograms here, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to have three separate pictures here. They are asking us, with no tools, to make a sketch of the parallelogram, all right? Then actually use your ruler and your protractor to draw an accurate one there. So we're going to kind of work on the page here, do it kind of one at a time, and hopefully kind of improve upon it there. So I'm looking at here, I got parallelogram ABCD. Okay, I know angle A needs to be 45 degrees, so I'm going to kind of just sketch myself a 45-degree angle. So let's see, let's label. So that's angle A there. AB is 5 centimeters. You know, what looks about 5 centimeters? I don't know. What do you think? Does that look kind of good to you? Again, it's an estimate here, maybe a little bit more. I mean, again, we're estimating. So it's going to be kind of a ragged picture here. So that is, I'm calling that my 5 centimeters. I'm going to sneak in that this is my 45 degrees, which means if angle A is 45, what does B have to be? What does B have to be? Okay. Yeah, it's got to add up to 180 as we're kind of going through. Plus, I know in a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel, so it's going to look pretty parallel to it. So I know that's my 135-degree angle. I don't know what the altitude AB is, but I do know that BC is 4 centimeters. So there's A, there's B. Typically what you do is you go in a circle. So when you end up A, B, C, D, we go to A, we go to B, and then so up here, I'll say that's where 4 centimeters at. All right, that would be my C, and then when I cut across, that would be my D. Now, what they want is the altitudes to AB. So if there's AB and I need to land on AB, that means I need to come down from, all right, I need to come down from that particular point. So what I want to do here is we want to kind of, again, get a sketch here. I don't know what that is, but what we do know is that that's what the altitude is. Now, the altitude to BC is going to vary on your sketch. Remember, it's got to make a right angle. So in this particular case, when I do my sketch there, it's actually going to go outside of it. So again, I'm not overly concerned. Your pictures, don't worry, they actually end up going to the inside of it. So, but remember, an altitude could go to the outside. The main thing is it does have to make that right angle with BC. All right, so let's do this here. Let's do the actual drawing here. Now, I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps, and then you'll be able to check it on the answer sheet that I've got for you. But let's look at the very first thing that we want to do. The first thing you need to do is you do need to draw your 45-degree angle. All right, and again, I would start right around there. All right, you need to draw the 45-degree angle. You're going to have to hit pause, people. Okay, definitely hit pause as you kind of go through it. After you draw the 45-degree angle, you're then wanting to draw line segment AB to be the 5 centimeters. All right, so you got a 45-degree angle, and then again, you do need it to be your 5 centimeters there. Now, if this extends out farther, that's fine. That's why we put the point that's there. Okay, so now the next thing that you want to do is you want to draw in your other angle for B. All right, you're going to draw angle B, and that should be, I already did the joke once. I'm not going to, well, I guess I did bring it up again, so I kind of did do it again. All right, so, yeah, remember 180 degrees, so that's 45, just like before. So, yeah, it's got to be 135. So you're actually going to draw in your 135-degree angle. All right, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to measure in line segment BC to be the 4 centimeters. And again, you actually need to use your ruler. So again, stop and pause here. So now we're going to come up here and you're going to draw BC. What I would end up doing here is also then go over and draw in AD to be the 4 centimeters as well. So when you do that and then you use your straight edge and you connect your points, all right, so you should end up getting parallel lines. Now, the way we can end up checking it, so then I would say go ahead and draw in ABC and then D. All right, so then we're going to draw DC. Now, DC should also be 5 centimeters, but then check your angles. Did your angles actually match up with it? All right. like I said, lots of pausing going on here. All right, let's go to the next one that we can end up doing. What we've got working on here now is just, again, same exact things, that they've changed our degrees just a little bit on us. So let's take a peek and see what we've got. 50 degrees. So go ahead, you know what? Hey, pause it right now and do your sketch. All right, right here, just like you did before, do your sketch. All right, and that's kind of rectangular-ish, right? Do your sketch of what do you think it's going to look like. All right, and then we'll see how accurate you are. Now you kind of get a better idea of what your actual looked like over here regarding centimeters, so that can kind of help you out a little bit. All right.
Just do it!
Listen, hey, I don't want to get yelled, but just, yeah, do your sketch first. All right. You ready now? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. That was kind of loud, wasn't it? All right. So let's walk you through the steps over here. Very similar as before, but this time the first thing you need to do is you need to draw in your 50-degree angle. All right. So you should be drawing in the 50-degree angle. I'm going to slide this down a little bit more. So again, vroom, vroom. Don't worry about size there. Okay. Just make sure you get your 50 degrees, because we do want to be labeling things as well. So get that in there. And then the next thing that you're going to want to end up doing here is drawing in your line segment. Draw it in that to get to B, it is 3 centimeters. All right. Now, we do know, all right, that if this is a 50-degree angle, it's got to add up to 180, which means this particular angle needs to be, 130 degrees. So the first thing I did here was I drew my 50 degrees. The second thing is I drew in my line segment AB was 3 centimeters. The third thing I did was I drew my angle B 130 degrees. So all right. We do know, all right, we do know this time that BC is 3 centimeters. All right, so I'm going to measure that out there. So I'm going to draw in BC equals 3. That is your fourth step. I would then also draw in AD, all right, to also be your 3 centimeters. And again, we know that because opposite sides will have the same length. In fact, this isn't even going to be a parallelogram. It's going to be a more specific parallelogram, and it turns out to be a rhombus. Yeah, because all the sides are going to be equal to each other. And then what are we going to do next? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I could go ahead and draw in the particular line segment, making sure that's 3 centimeters. Or here's the other thing you could do. What does this angle have to be at here? Angle D. What's this angle? When you draw this in here, it should end up being what? Yeah, 130 degrees. So this time, try to draw angle D to be 130. It should match up that DC is also 3. Now, like we said, it's not going to be perfect. So if you're off by about 3/10 for your measurements, as in your length of sides, that's fine. Angle-wise, if you're off 2 degrees, that's fine as well, too. We get that. Again, we realize we're not going to have perfection, but we should be rather close to it. All right. So check your angles. 130 there, 50 there. Lots of checking, and then you might have to make some small adjustments for it. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave you alone for the last one. All right. Wait a second. There's more. You thought. Yeah, you're probably wondering there. Now, go back to the table here. Look what we got. We want to fill in what the altitudes were. Now, we didn't even do that on the first one up here. So if you were wondering what was going on, if you thought I was crazy or something like that.
How about no?
Absolutely not. I got it there. All right. Sometimes you do that when you do tests and graded worksheets. You forget. Got to go back. That's why we check. Okay, so let's go back. Well, you know what? Let's continue with what we've got here. AB. I need the altitude to AB. So that's from there. When you use your protractor, you should get a straight line on here, a straight line on here. That way you know you're forming that perfect 90-degree angle. Go ahead and measure it. You should have 2 4/10. Again, as long as we're within 3/10 there, we're good. Okay. When you do your actual drawing for your altitude to BC, I'm going to come from here. It should be inside. All right. And when you go ahead and look at that particular line segment, when you measure that off there, it actually is 2 4/10 as well. They should be the same. And this is one of the things that happens in a rhombus. Diagonals do become, I'm going to be hesitant for that. Not diagonals there. All right. Your altitudes, my goodness, your altitudes, all right, a lot of time are going to match up with them depending on how accurate your drawing is. And again, inside ones and outside ones there. But anyway, okay, so let's go back up to here. The altitude AB, go ahead and like we said there, make sure your mark on your ruler, your protractor is lining up here and it's lining up there as well. That should form the right angle. Go ahead and measure it. Go ahead. Yeah. You should get 3 9/10. Okay. And then hey, let's go to the other one to BC. It too should also be on the inside of it. I know that's an okay right angle. You need to actually draw it. Don't sketch it in. Remember, you're using it. Again, make sure you're marking up on your lines. You're marking up on your lines there. That'll let you know you got a 90-degree angle. This one you should get it right around 3 5/10. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Draw. All right. Go ahead, do the sketch, do the drawing. All right. See what you get there. All right. And then what we're going to do is we'll check your measurements that are up there. All right. So go ahead, get your drawing done. Hit that pause button there. All right. Hit that pause button. All right. You back? You back there? Okay. So we're kind of hoping picture-wise that it fits. It fits. We're hoping. All right. We know we've got a quality picture, and this one's a little bit different because they gave you the altitude there. All right. Did you notice that? This is what we've done on previous problems. So you had to put the protractor up and down first and slide it across. If done correctly, you should get 4 6/10 for BC, right around there. And then if done correctly, you should get your altitude to be 3 5/10. All right. Once you've done that, once you've completed that, you've checked it, you kind of made little adjustments, pop on up to grab yourself an answer sheet. All right. So you can get those particular items checked. And then you're all set to go there. All right. Nice job. Nice job. Again, adjustments there. You do have to make adjustments at times as you go through them.
I'll be back.